Okay, hi everyone. Just going forward, what I've decided to do is I'm just going to make some videos of important problems and concepts from the textbook. So we still have two chapters which I'm hoping to cover, with before the final exam, and every week I'll try to post some of these videos where I'm covering some of the important topics and some problems from the remaining two chapters. So last week when we had our last lecture, we actually started discussing chapter 15. So chapter 15 is the chapter which is called matrix and matrix algebra. And if you remember, in that chapter we sort of started getting a preliminary look in how so what are matrices and how do matrix operations work. So just to just a quick recap. So matrices are usually, let's say, we have you can have an array of so matrices are made of these array of coefficients. So for example, let's say 1 2 3 7 10 12, just some numbers, 6. So this can be a matrix. So I guess the most important thing to remember from here is this matrix is this particular matrix is a matrix which is known as it is an order of 3 into 3. So that's the order of the matrix. So what does this mean? So 3 into 3 means that this matrix has 1 2 3 rows and 1 2 3 columns, right? So the first 3 is the number of rows of the matrix, and the second 3 is the number of columns. Sometimes this is known as m into n. So you can have, essentially a matrix with any number of rows and columns. So for example, let's say this would be an example of a what? This would be an example of a 2 into 2 matrix, right? And essentially, when you have a matrix where the number of rows and number of columns are equal, these are known as square matrices. But they don't have to be square, right? You can also think of a matrix being something like this. Right? So you can even have a matrix which looks like this. So this would be a matrix which has 1 2. So two rows, and how many columns? 1 2 3 4 5. So this would be a 2 into 5 matrix. And finally, you can even have a matrix which just has one array. So so 1 2 5 7. So you can even have a matrix which looks like this. So this is a matrix which has one row and 1 2 3 4. So 1 into 4. And so you can even have a matrix with one row and 4 columns. So this is just a quick recap of some of the introductory stuff we did last week or in our last lecture. Next, what I'm going to do is in the next video, I'm just going to show you how to work with matrices, and I'll start with some exercises on how to do matrix additions, and then we'll move on to matrix multiplication.